runs, we declare the winner, and the game is over. No one ever says, wait, if we can just play 3 more innings, I know we can come back and win. Doesn't happen, right? You have winners and you have losers, right? Then there's an infinite game. An infinite game is defined as known and unknown players. The rules are changeable, and the objective is to keep the game in play, to perpetuate the game. When you pit a finite player versus a finite player, the system is stable. Baseball is stable. When you pit an infinite player versus an infinite player, the system is also stable. The Cold War was stable because there can be no winners and losers. It doesn't exist. That's not a scenario we want. And so you keep the game in play to keep it stable. And in an infinite game, because there are no winners or losers, what happens is players drop out when they run out of the will or the resources to play. And then they're replaced by other players. The game perpetuates, the players change out. Problems arise when you pit a finite player versus an infinite player. Because the finite player is playing to win, and the infinite player is playing to stay in the game. And the finite player will always get frustrated. They will find themselves in quagmire. This was the United States and Vietnam. We were fighting to win. They were fighting for their lives. This was the Soviet Union in Afghanistan. They were fighting to beat the Mujahideen. The Mujahideen would fight for as long as was necessary. Now, let's look at the game of business. The game of business is, by its very definition, an infinite game. It has pre-existed before every single company on this planet ever existed, and it will outlast every single company on this planet. But if you listen to the words of most companies, they don't know the game they're in. You listen to companies, they want to be number one. Based on what metrics? Based on what time frame? Revenues? Market share? Square footage? Number of employees? Based on a quarter, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years? I didn't agree to those standards. You can't simply just arbitrarily say we're number one. No one else agreed to the standards. It's nonsense to beat our competition. Based on what? And they study their competition, trying to outdo their competition. And yet I've never heard of a company that's taken down by the competitors they know. They're always taken down by the competitors they don't know. Do you think MySpace knew that Facebook existed? They were worried about Friendster. You can't make strategic decisions from studying your competition. You can make tactical decisions from studying your competition, but not strategic decisions. Like when you listen to the way most companies play the game, they're in the wrong game. That's why they get frustrated. The great organizations understand that they're playing to stay in the game. Jim Senegal, the founder of Costco, says Wall Street's in the business of making the quarter of the year. We're in the business of building a company for the next 50 years. The understanding of knowing what game you're in radically changes the kinds of decisions you make and the way you see the world. It is also tremendously confidence building. Let me give you a true story. I spoke at a education, that's funny. I spoke at an education summit for Microsoft. I also spoke at an education summit for Apple. At the education summit for Microsoft, I would say that 70% of the executives spent about 70% of their presentations talking about how to beat Apple. At the Apple Education Summit, 100% of the executives spent 100% of their presentations talking about how to help teachers teach and how to help students learn. One is playing this way and one is playing that way. One is playing finite and the other one is playing infinite. Guess which one gets frustrated. So at the end of my talk at Microsoft, they gave me a gift. They gave me the new Zune when it was a thing. And let me tell you, this thing was spectacular. It was the most elegant piece of technology I'd ever used. The user interface was
So Lit Mobile just sent me this solar wireless battery pack. I'm excited. Let's see what's inside.
Incredible. The design was spectacular. I absolutely loved it. It was easy to use and it was bright and gorgeous and fantastic. It didn't work on iTunes, which is a different problem. So I couldn't use it, but it was amazing. And elegant. My God, it was elegant. So I'm sitting in the back of a taxi with a very senior Apple executive, sort of employee number 12 kind of guy. And, you know, I like to stir pots. So I turned to him, I said, you know, Microsoft gave me their new Zoom. And it is so much better than your iPod Touch. And he turned to me and he said, I have no doubt. Conversation over. Because the infinite player understands sometimes you're ahead and sometimes you're behind. Sometimes your product is better and sometimes it's worse. The goal isn't to be the best every day. The goal isn't to outdo your competition every day. That's a finite construction. If I had said to Microsoft, I've got the new iPod Touch and it's so much better than your Zoom, they would have said, can we see it? What does it do? React, 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 react. Finite players play to beat the people around them. Infinite players play to be better than themselves.
Yes, that's it.
To wake up every single day and say, how can we make our company a better version of itself today than it was yesterday? How can we create a product this week that's better than the product we created last week? We also have to play the infinite game. It's not about being ranked number one. It's not about having more followers on Twitter than your friends. It's not about outdoing anyone. It's about how to outdo yourself. It's not about selling more books or getting more TED views than somebody else. It's about how to make sure that the work that you're producing is better than the work you produced before. You are your competition. And that is what ensures you stay in the game the longest. And that is what ensures you find joy. Because the joy comes not from comparison, but from advancement. The problem is, we're human beings and we love to compare. We love a ranking. Oh, we love a ranking. Top 10 this, top 100 that. Oh, we love a ranking. You know? Every industry has got its own rankings, and we love to be on those rankings. Even though most of the rankings are arbitrary, you can pretty much foil most of them, buy your way onto most of them, right? But I'm on the list, right? They did a study, who do all the studies. They did a study where they asked people if they wanted a free $400,000 house on a block where all the other houses are $100,000, or a free $1 million house on a block where all the other houses are $4 million. Most people took the $400,000 house. We just love to be better than each other. But that is a depressing way to live a life. What I urge you to do, if you are not a millennial, is to have a little empathy for the millennials around you. They were dealt a bad hand, and unfortunately, we have to help them build their confidence, find their patience, and break the habit from their technology so that they can learn the social skills they need to lead happy, joyful lives. If you are a millennial, it's not you.
That's good.
And take care of the millennial friends that you have around you, because they're not mad at you and they're not bad people. They were dealt the same bad hand that you were dealt. Don't demand that they take care of you. Take care of them. And that's part of the problem. There's an entire section in the bookshop called self-help, and there's no section in the bookshop called help others.
Ooh, that's good.
And the way that we fix the problems of the world is not by trying to demand that people help us. How can I lose 10 pounds? How can I find love? How can I find the job?
All right, I'm back on. See, we're all human on this call. I'm back on. There we go. There it is. Okay, so I did not join this business to hit the top rank of the company. That's not why I came in. Actually, let's hit the comments. Why did you join? Why did you join this company? Did you join because you wanted to be an ambassador diamond and make $40,000 a month? Did you join for that? Or did you join like me? I only joined for $500. I really did. I only joined for $500. I did not join to be an ambassador diamond. It's not what I joined. So why did you guys join? I see Brittany joined for an extra $500 a month. Kaylin joined extra 500. Caretha joined for extra 200. That's very interesting, guys, because Caretha is actually an engineer who makes a lot of money, and she literally only joined for an extra $200 a month. We got Dee joined for an extra 500. Thank you for sharing that. She joined for the products, and just extra money was just a good thing. Extra 300 to 400. So you're going to get people who are joining for all type of different reasons, whether it is an extra money, extra 500, extra 1,000, or to use the products and actually just make anything, right? So you're going to get join for extra cash, started as a loyal customer, loved the products, joined for an extra 1,000. So Sharona, we got extra money while being home with her child. So people are gonna join for all different extra walks of life. So no matter what brought you to the table, we're so excited that you're here. And we know that because you said yes, as long as you commit to this yes that you said, that we're going to help you in whatever aspect of your life, and you're going to get exceedingly and abundantly more than you can think or ask because you said yes. And I can guarantee you of that, as long as you're willing to be committed and be here with us 100%. So we're going to talk today about a few things, and hopefully you guys are going to feel so much more equipped walking away from here. This is your new circle. We are your new partners, your new comrades, your new friends, okay? I always like to tell people that if you are not talking to the people who are where you desire to be or have been the place that you want to be and expecting to get the results from talking to them, then you're talking to the wrong people. So for example, you cannot talk to your mom about it works in network marketing and think that you're going to be where you desire to be. So when you're inquisitive or you're inquiring or you're excited, make sure you're talking to the person who's been where you are or is making the type of money that you desire. Don't go and talk. This is something we talked about last week, guys. Remember talking about your relationship. If you're not talking to somebody who's married and you want to stay married about your relationship, you're going down the wrong lane. You don't talk to single people about married business. You also don't talk to married people who have not, like, let's just say somebody who's married and been married for 20 years and then is a happily, that's perspective, a happy marriage. You're not going to talk to somebody who's been married for 20 years and they're on the verge of divorce about your marriage and you've only been in for 5 years. You're not going to do that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Thank you guys so much for sharing about the reasons why you joined. So think about that in terms of why you joined. So for my story, I did not join for that, but I did join because everybody joins, okay? Because they want to make some money. The amount of money is different, but everybody joined this business because they would like to make money. Now the amount of money is different. So let's talk about, when you jump in, how different this business is from anything that you've ever done before. And like I said, make sure you guys are utilizing the comments. I know you guys will. So let me tell you a little bit about the team that you joined. You joined a team that loves Jesus and is going to do things the God way. Okay, what does that mean, Rachel? What does that mean? That means that we serve our way to the top. The ultimate leadership, the ultimate leader, is how we base our plan on how we lead. And this is how we lead our customers and how we lead our business partners. So think about the best customer service that you've ever received in the whole wide world. And it's like, well, Rachel, I don't know how to do all that, right? So how is it that we, let's drop that in the comments. The best customer service that you've ever received, what did they do? I know for me, they checked on me. They asked me questions. They smiled at me, right? They had recommendations. Anybody like to go to a restaurant and you like, well, what do you like? What should I eat? What's the most popular thing on the menu? I do that every single time because I want to, and I love the customer service of, if I don't like it, I can always return it. Did you know that It Works has a return policy as long as it's unopened? So let's just say they try something the first time and they don't necessarily like it. They don't have to get it again. We can switch it up. But if you don't go back and check on you, you know how some they'll make a recommendation and they come back to your table and say, how did you love it? Right? They're not going to make a recommendation and they know you're intrigued and not come back and see if I actually like the recommendation. Thank you guys for made me a priority. They cared. They greeted me and treated me like I wanted to be treated. They were friendly. I love that. They went above and beyond and they treated me like I was a priority. Ding, 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 ding. That's good. That's so good. So you want to keep that in mind when you're signing a loyal customer. The biggest thing, and make sure you guys are taking notes, the biggest thing that I realized is that when people sign loyal customers, because we start with friends and family, we do not treat them with the care that they deserve to be treated with. Because it's like, oh, that's my mama. Oh, that's my auntie. I see her. Instead of saying, oh my goodness, this is my new business, and even though my mom is my first customer, I'm still going to treat her with the highest regard as if I don't even know her. So if you need to, don't say mom, say her name. So my mom's name is Gwen. So I may say, hey Gwen, how was your order? Rachel, you can talk to me like normal. No, mom, let me practice on you. Because I'm gonna have millions of customers come into my organization because I'm gonna be a millionaire. So it's okay to say, I don't want to talk to you like you're just a regular person. I want to talk to you like you're one of my customers. So get excited about the practice that you get with friends and family so that you can get it right. Okay, so we'll ask her for permission. Say, mom, can I call you by your first name so I can practice? Because we don't want nobody to get knocked out, okay? No knockouts. We don't want that for you. So yes, let me practice on you. Hey mom, how did you love your order? Hey mom, can we switch up your order next month, or are you actually using it? Because as you start to implement these practices on your first few customers, it's gonna become something that you just do. It's gonna become first nature. Instead of practicing with all your friends and family and being too familiar, and then guess what? You too familiar with your other loyal customers, and you're like, where did this come from? Why am I acting like this? And it's because it's what you have already been doing. And then what happens is you sign somebody from a host to post, and you treat them like your mama, and you wondering why they're not returning. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So hopefully that helps you. So the number one thing I'm going to tell you is when you're reaching out to friends and family and signing them, do not treat them like you know them. Because you are a business owner and you are starting $1 million business today, even if you did not join for $1 million. It is still $1 million organization. And you're going to respect it like that. I'm giving you permission to respect this like it's $1 million business because you want people to respect your establishment. Let me give you an example. So if you start today, let's just say today I joined Chick-fil-A. I know I love talking about Chick-fil-A. Yes, Jesus, okay. So many things we can learn from Chick-fil-A. But if I start today as a cashier at Chick-fil-A, I am going to receive the same training as the CEO or somebody who's the manager in terms of the values of the company. Maybe not the duties, but definitely the values. When I walk into Chick-fil-A, I always get a smile. They always want to go above and beyond. Can we talk about the fact that I can get as many sauces as I want to in Jesus' name? Run me an extra 2 Chick-fil-A sauces, okay? And you're going to say yes, yes, yes. Why are our products the price that they are? Good customer service comes with the price. When I go to Chick-fil-A, I know I'm spending $20. Okay, maybe 10, but I know I'm probably gonna spend 20. But with them $20, I get as many sauces as I want. I get a fresh lemonade with stevia, okay? I'm not getting sugar. I'm getting stevia in my lemonade. I'm getting top of the line. When they come to us, y'all, they are getting top of the line. So today, welcome to $1 million establishment. Even if you don't work at $1 million work ethic just yet, give yourself some grace. Just yet, know when you present your business that you are presenting $1 million establishment. And so when you come and you talk about your business, and so what's so crazy, guys, is this stuff is going to align you because people buy people, not product. So knowing that you just jumped into $1 million establishment shows you that you are going to become like a millionaire. Because let me tell you, when I go to Chick-fil-A, I don't know those people's backgrounds. I don't know their life. But who they present to me, you can tell me they ain't been working at Chick-fil-A for a long time and they get paid a lot of money. I believe the people at Chick-fil-A get paid more than other people, and I don't feel the need to do the research to find out. But you can't tell me that they don't. People who work at Chick-fil-A, I can't tell that they don't like their job. Do they? They love it. They may have never had eaten a chicken sandwich in their life, but you can't tell me that chicken sandwich ain't bomb, because the way they talk about it, I don't know. But because of their morals and their values and the fact that they've bought into it, that's what I get from them. So today, you've bought into $1 million Christian-based business. What does that mean? We love people, we serve them, and we make sure we give them the ultimate customer care and proficiency. Now, on the flip side, if you encounter somebody at Chick-fil-A who is not on their P's and Q's, we're going to pray that they get found out and they either get delivered with a T or they get fired. Because that ain't Chick-fil-A, right? That's not Chick-fil-A, but I'm not going to hold that against Chick-fil-A. Right? So, give yourself permission to practice for the organization that you're going to have eventually. And it's okay to ask your mom, hey, can I practice on you? It's okay to taste the Chick-fil-A. I was watching a show yesterday, and there was this guy who was, he had just started cooking. Do y'all know most cooks have never, like some cooks have never, especially when you come into an establishment that's already established, you may learn to cook a dish you've never tried. That does not take away from the quality of the dish. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So even if you have not tried the products, it don't even matter. We are $1 million establishment because the food is good. So bring it back. We are $1 million establishment because the products are bomb. Rachel looks like this and has this kind of energy at 10 a.m. because the products are bomb. And even if you haven't started taking the products, you have joined an establishment where I do it. I go above and beyond. I believe that the Chick-fil-A people are going above and beyond to ensure my chicken sandwich is the bomb. So I believe, standing at the register, that the product that's coming from the back kitchen is going to be legit. So you don't have to try the product before you know it's good. So in confidence today, you can post about these products knowing that you have joined an establishment that is legit. Yeah, we legit enough that we had a skinny brew on the leg of the person who walked across a volcano on live TV while he was praising God, because that's who we are. We have integrity when it comes to our company, okay? So I give you permission to have the confidence in knowing that saying that these products are legit. And here's the thing, guys. If somebody does not enjoy Chick-fil-A, it's their taste buds. It ain't Chick-fil-A. Because listen, Chick-fil-A got a line every day, okay? And it might just be that you like the grilled chicken instead of the fried chicken. But they waffle fry, and it might be because, sometimes you get some waffle fries, not normally, 1%. You might got some waffle fries that was cold or just didn't have that right texture that right dose of salt on them. That's not normal. You know what I mean? It's not normal. It's not a normal thing. It's a 1%er. But can I get an amen? Because y'all if people don't like Chick-fil-A, it's something wrong with them. Or they might have had a bad experience at the wrong Chick-fil-A. That is, it works. We are a bomb company with bomb products. And if people did not get results, it may have been that somebody did not stop and talk to them about what it was that was needed in order to receive the ultimate results. You cannot add fats to your diet, whether healthy or not, and not cut out something. So if somebody's drinking keto coffee and they're gaining weight, it may be two things. Number one, you're still eating like you have no sense. Or number two, they have high cortisol levels. What does that mean, Rachel? That means that stress can cause people to gain weight. Did y'all know that? You can take all the diet pills in the world. If you're stressed out and those levels are high, you will never lose weight. This is why Confianza is my best friend. Can somebody, Confianza. Confianza is probably one of our #1 recommendation for our product testers who are trying to lose weight. Why? Because a lot of people, y'all, what's the times right now? People are going crazy. So you know they immune system, they can use all the immunity in the world. But if their stress levels are high, they may be susceptible. Because those are the things that bring your immune system down. Cortisol levels bring off the entire regulation of your body. Okay? So Confianza is something everyone should have. That's not done with that. Mine is normally here in my office. Because no one is equipped. Like no one is what's the word? No one is yeah, I know what I'm saying. It's exempt. There we go. No one is exempt. All right. So hopefully that was helpful with showing you guys who we are as a company. Please know that His grace is as sufficient for you as it is for me. That's what God's word says. So you do not have to be perfect to sit in this circle. Okay? This business is so graceful. What you do have to do, guys, though, is sit in the circle. Does that make sense? You have to come sit in the circle even if you're not perfect. Perfection is not a real thing, but you have to show up. That is the #1 thing. That is, after communication, being present is one of our ultimate values. It's where you get the juice. Our good friend, Mike Patillo, who is our Chief Sales Officer, he always says, the room needs you or you need the room. But you can't get what you need if you don't come into the room. Come on in the room. Anybody know that song? Jesus is okay. Anyways, you have to show up. You have to come into the room. Y'all, I love this thing. I've been doing this almost 7 years. I started when I was 25 years old. It's 25. So it doesn't matter if you're 21 or if you're 52. You can do this business. And it's graceful enough for you to learn it. One of the #1 things I ask people to take off is your pride. Take it off. Here we are vulnerable. And if in your vulnerabilities, in the midst of your vulnerabilities, you'll be able to grow into somebody, and we're going to hype you up. It's okay. You don't know social media? That's fine. We'll teach you. That's why we train. And when we train, we learn and we grow. And eventually, before you know it, if you're willing to be vulnerable and say, you know what? I don't get this thing. But if these people are willing to share, and it's not normal that people want to give. But yesterday, our team just gave away $300. We just gave away $300. No holds barred. All they had to do was just throw up a post on their wall for us. That's it. And then they got entered into a contest to give away $300. We're doing another one. So if you're not in the Money Squad page, take some time. Actually, somebody is going to direct you on how to do that in the comments if you're not in the team page. Because there are going to be so many things and tools that we give you to build your business. But I do want to shift your perspective and let you know that you work for yourself. But until you realize that you work for yourself, I want you to understand that you are coming into $1 million Christian-based organization where we love everybody and we meet them where they are. So some of you guys may have came in because you just want to make an extra $500 because you don't realize through consistency and showing up that you can actually make an extra $2,000. So we want to help you realize that. So let's talk about some things. If you guys do have some questions, please let me know. There's different levels to this. So like we have a push group of people who want to be on it every single day. We have that space. We have opportunities for you to come in and work. So every day we have a 6 a.m. on the weekends, it's 7 a.m. but we have a 6 a.m. space. We call it a power hour. All you're doing is you're coming in and you're having a focused hour of time. When you come into the room, we ask you, and this is the room, this is our room, because we work from home or wherever we are, because you can really work from anywhere. But it's a space where you come into the room. If you don't have your camera on, let me tell you, when you're on this other side, it looks like it's lonely for me. It's lonely for me to not see your face. Even if I see your face and you're cooking dinner, I still see your face. You know, I know that I'm in the room with someone. So when we come on, you'll see a lot of our leaders, if they have their cameras off, they share in the comments and they say, hey, I'm cooking dinner. Hey, I'm in the shower. Keep your camera off. We don't want to see all that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm nursing my baby. Hey, I'll be in a little bit. Hey, guys, I'm out running errands and I don't want you guys to see me going back and forth to be a distraction. So you'll see that communication, because these are the things that we value, and we're going to lead from the front loudly about it as you grow and become comfortable with doing those type of things. But if you still have your camera on, you can still sit in the room with us. Eventually, as you bring people on, you're going to want them to follow in on the values, because we have this big old family so that you don't have to always cook. Did y'all get that? Y'all know how everybody go to grandma's house because they can feed their kids and they ain't got to cook the meal? That's what we want for you. You don't always have to be the cook. You don't always have to be the person who knows everything. You can learn as you come into, so you might learn how to cook just by sitting by grandma's feet, right? That doesn't mean that you always have to be the one providing, because we have the systems in play. So you're able to eat your food while your baby's sitting beside you eating the same meal. Now you may be teaching her how to use her utensils, but you don't have to teach her how to cook the food, because the food is already cooked. Did that make sense, or do I need to go into that a little deeper? That makes sense? So don't create something that's already there. We have that for you. So let's talk about locking in these 6 customers, right? Your first 6 customers. Anybody on here, were you nervous sending your first messages? I was, and y'all be like, nah, Rachel, she wasn't nervous. Like, she wasn't nervous to invite nobody to her party. Like, I was nervous. I was like, look, I don't know if these people gonna buy these Girl Scout cookies or not, but I'm about to go ahead and send this message about these Girl Scout cookies, though, because I want to. Everybody has their own reasons, and that's why your why is so important. Your why is so important. Y'all, I started this business because I desired to not go to school and accumulate debt. I was back in grad school, y'all, for another master's that I did not want, to get the student loans to pay for my son's private school. It was important to me as a mother. I take my role as a mother so, like, I don't take it lightly. If y'all see anybody who go hard for their kids, if y'all want to follow somebody who goes hard for their kids, that's me. And when I don't just speak about it, I do it. I'm willing to go above and beyond to ensure that my kids have everything that they need and more. That's me. And so I was in that moment where I was willing to sacrifice debt, which is not smart, but I was willing to do it. I was willing to sacrifice my life, my time, to go to school for another master's. And because I'm working the spirit of excellency, I had to get A's, right? I can't go in there and get F's just to get the student loans, you know what I'm saying? So I was willing to get another master's to keep my son in private school, because of how intelligent he is. That was important to me. So what is your why? What is driving you? And let me tell you, the convenience of this business, y'all are all eligible for a $15,000 bonus. Yes, please make a post. Make a post every day. I don't even care if you extra. If you're extra, at least we can fine tune it. But when you're doing nothing, how can we help you fine tune it? I love that. So why did you join this business? Why? Drop it in the comments. Why did you join? I joined for my kids. Well, I didn't even have kids. I only had one. But thank God I joined for him, because then because of this business, I was able to have more. Because we started to have money flowing that allowed me to go get testing when we started to have infertility journey. When infertility hit us, we could combat it because this business gave us the money. Because of my consistency of showing up. I had money. We fed out $17,000 in cash for the second one. I haven't even added up for what we spent. Jesus is my doctor. Okay, I'm gonna have to change that setting. Okay, all right. So where was I at? The consistency. Yes. So we'll give you info to post. Y'all, we created the Beginners Bootcamp to help walk you through every single thing. Every single thing. It's just a resources. That's what it is. It's all your resources. Yeah, did y'all know in the Beginners Bootcamp that there's 1,000,001 posts and you can just put your extra sauce on it? Like if you don't say girly, don't say girly, say boo. If you don't say boo, say their name. Say lady. Say whatever. So if you just say hey, say hey. So put your own twist on it, but the nutshell and the core is the same. Do y'all get what I'm saying? That's why it's there. If you can change up a few different words, change the emojis, put your extra sauce on it, be you, and then present it. There's messages in the Connect app. Y'all, the tool, let me tell y'all, every time you go to Chick-fil-A, don't they give you the same thing? You get the same message with a different personality on it. You're not talking to the same person, but you're getting the same message. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right, so what was I talking about before that? Dropping your why in the comments. Drop your why in the comments. I'm going to read some of these. So I joined the company because I was tired of asking my grandpa for everything, to pay for everything. So wanting to be independent, working 2 jobs and still broke, depressed. Oh my God. And what's so crazy, hearing the stories of so many women gave me a feeling that I never had before. This business will touch every area of that part of her life. Every area. The products, they help with that. The opportunity to make your own money, it helps with that. The edification, it helps with that. Being a part of a community of people who desire to see you do well, it helps with that. Join to make extra money. In grad school and needing money. Come on now, I get it. To stay at home, to be able to stay at home full time. Why is your family? Finish your master's degree in teaching. I love that. So that everybody joins for a different reason. But if you have the ammunition, your why is your ammunition. We are the gun. Okay? We're the gun, y'all. But you have to have ammunition to put into the gun. And then guess who's gotta pull the trigger? You. We've given you a gun. Yeah, we out here with AR-15s, okay? You got an AR-15. And all you have to do is load it. And you load your AR-15 with your why. And then guess what you gotta do? You gotta pull it. But here's the thing, when it comes to a gun, you have to shoot it at the target. And so we're gonna give you a target. So let's talk about target. So starting out right away, the number one thing, and I'm not gonna tell you that I don't care, y'all. Let me just be real. Come on. Let's just be honest, okay? I don't care if you've never drinking coffee a day in your life. And we talked about this. You ain't gotta try Chick-fil-A to know Chick-fil-A mama. Y'all, there's songs out here about Chick-fil-A. Okay? I never tried Chick-fil-A sauce because I just didn't know it was a thing. But listen, baby Jesus, Chick-fil-A sauce. Oh, hallelujah. Do y'all like Chick-fil-A sauce? If y'all ain't never had it, okay, listen. Try you some Chick-fil-A sauce. Barbecue ain't got nothing on Chick-fil-A sauce. Let me tell you, I don't care if you drink coffee or not. This coffee is legit. Nootropics are a high-end. It is a high-end natural supplement that helps with your mind. It helps with your mind and your mood. It's a high-end. I know you think you on point all the time, but we need help, okay, in Jesus' name. Because when we start to deal with life and we stop learning the way that we were learning back when we were in school, your body needs help. So it's okay if people aren't there yet, but there are people out here who desire to be better, who desire to think clearly, who desire to be better moms, to be better spouses, to have that intrinsic thing. Instead of having external factors, they want intrinsic, inside, things that are inside them that are inspiring them to be better. That is what our coffee does. And it helps you lose weight. There are resources such as the Pinterest. There is I'm actually going to tag, and we're going to pin to the top the results today. We're going to pin to the results. So if you go to the announcements tab in the team page, you'll be able to see results from everybody on our team. Red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in His sight. So you'll have black people, white people, all type of people that Mexican people, everybody to draw from in order to get results so that people can see people who look like them, who are getting results that we get. On top of that, let me charge you to get some results, because then your people will see you looking fine. And let me tell you, take the picture. I know y'all don't even understand. I done went through journeys of having a good looking body to having it back looking not as good, to getting it back to a good looking body. But I have to take the pictures, because the pictures is what shows people that I'm real. Invite people to try it with you. I'm trying out coffee for the first time and I don't even like it. And let me tell you, when I first tried the Skinny Brew, I was not a coffee drinker. So I was like, I don't know about this. But they say 3 days and you never go back. Added some creamer to that thing, did my 3 days, and I was like, oh, I got the juice. I'm out here living my best life. Like, I'm excited, more excited than I've ever been before. So take people on the journey. I have somebody who won the coffee dealer hat, because she's slanging the coffee on the app. You guys have an app, a sampling app. So I'm going to refer you guys back to your Connect app. It takes you through a training and the beginner's boot camp, because it'll take you through these things and downloading. I actually just sent out a sample this morning and was able to collect $20 to do it. We have so many resources to get you going. But at the end of the day, guys, I have to get you into a mental capacity to come on in the room and then shoot the gun. You got to shoot your gun. It doesn't matter who does it. It matters who does. Always focus on the good when it comes to your business. Whatever you lean towards, you will get. So listen, if your mama don't drink coffee, or her coins won't allow her to drink this coffee, that's okay. Focus on the good. Who your rich auntie? Start close to home. But if friends and family don't support you, hashtag nice but not needed. And it's not even in a resentful way. It's not. It's I'm for real, y'all. Hashtag nice but not needed. I love you, but I'm not gonna shut down my Chick-fil-A because you don't eat chicken. Ooh, that's a word. Chick-fil-A still making millions when there's people out here who vegetarian and vegan. Actually, come on, vegetarian and vegan, we got something for you too, because you can still eat at Chick-fil-A if you're vegetarian and vegan. So start with the coffee conversation, but also, y'all, you just started $1 million business. If you haven't looked on your website, that ain't good. Go look on your website of your $1 million business. You got a lot of stuff to offer to people, but we want to lead with coffee. Because regardless of whether they're a coffee drinker or not, if they drink our coffee, they'll become one. Says somebody who's been drinking coffee every day for 3 years. And I hated coffee. I used to talk about my mama. Like, bro, you addicted to coffee and you gotta get your teeth bleached. Like, come on. And now I'm addicted to it. Okay? So I'm gonna go through some questions in this last 15 minutes. Thank you guys for who are asking questions and who are sharing in here. Comes to the 6 loyal customers, does it matter the BV, or do they have to just be a loyal customer? They just have to be a loyal customer. Thank you for asking that, because this is a great question. Here's the thing. You don't have permission to count people's coins. Okay? They get to decide. A good friend of mine told me just yesterday, and so I'm learning with y'all. A good friend of mine just told me yesterday, she used to work at Nordstrom. Anybody in here ever been in Nordstrom? Okay. when I'm a multi-billionaire, I will shop consistently at Nordstrom, right? But right now, we're shopping at Target and Walmart. I'm just like, we're actually not shopping at all because God, anyway. But okay, so here's the thing. She told me that when she worked at Nordstrom, she did not necessarily buy from Nordstrom. She wasn't spending her check at Nordstrom, but she serviced the people who walked into Nordstrom. Also, and she did it very well. Now, you would never be able to, I don't know if the people at Chick-fil-A eat at Chick-fil-A. I don't know that. But by the way they talk about Chick-fil-A, I would think that they always eat there, right? On the other side, she had people who came into Nordstrom and spent their mortgage. That's not her business. Now, she would want them, morally, to not spend their mortgage at Nordstrom. But people gonna spend their money, y'all. They gonna spend it. And we want them to spend their money with us because we know we have life-changing product. When I eat Chick-fil-A, I feel good. Like, I just feel like I just did my due diligence. And God blessed me through that Chick-fil-A, okay? And people are blessed when they use our products. So whether you believe it or not, they're gonna spend their mortgage. They're gonna spend their money, even in the midst of what's going on right now, y'all, they still spending coins. I just told somebody the other day, I was opening my cabinet and I saw we was out of Girl Scout cookies. And I realized that my family, because I got 4 men in my house, my family ate them. So I'm out here trying to figure out where I can get some Girl Scout cookies. Even in the midst of Corona, I want some Girl Scout cookies, okay? So your perspective is so important. Do not count people's coins. So one thing I always ask, very simply, and somebody's gonna drop this in the comments, is do you have a budget or are you open? I ask straight up. Do you have a budget or are you open? If they have a budget, direct them to Fat Fighters or to the cleanse to start out. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like a cleanse is a great jump start, but next month over your 90-day journey, let's get you on something more daily because we wanna change your daily habits. Because that's how you make a lifetime customer. For example, I went to the chiropractor last week. And when I went to the chiropractor, my one adjustment is not good. And because I respect him, I respect the chiropractor for telling me that I need to come in 3 days a week for 2 months in order to get my body in the great place. Now, that don't mean my coins can afford that right now or will be directed towards that. But with that knowledge and me knowing the ultimate result of what I desire, I'm coming back because you were willing to give me the straight up no chaser. I love honesty. I love vulnerability. My sacrifice will be worth it with you. I like that. I want my coins to go the extra mile. And even if I have to spend more money up front, if I get the results and I'm able to taper off, it'll be worth it. We're not open in Jamaica just yet. Pray on it. We're not open there. And you can always go on your website and to see the countries that we're open on. The sacrifice will be worth it. So I love that question. I love it. Ask them if they have a budget, straight up. And then you can go ahead and you can jump into the pack because the packs are the most valued. When I first started, guys, all I sold was skinny packs because everybody wanted to be skinny out in the streets. And so we wrapped, they used their Fat Fighters, and then they used their defining gel in between. And then after the skinny pack, I may have get them on the greens daily because it's your habits that we really want to dig into. Because when it comes to health and wellness, it's really your habits. But, ding, 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 we want to get them results quickly because results quickly is what draws them in. Do you know if they drink Skinny Brew for a week and track their results, they will see results? But you, through your customer service, right, going back to the beginning, and you have to come back to the table and say, hey, how did you enjoy that? And you have to be okay with them not liking it. That does not mean that our program and our products suck just because one person does not like something. Right? Everybody get Okay. Do we have any other questions? So the logistics of things like signing loyal customers, that's all in the beginner's bootcamp. We have a step-by-step on how to sign loyal customers. We have a step-by-step on how to work Connect. If you're not following my YouTube page, follow it. There's so many resources on here. This newbie circle will be up on there by the end of the day. We do encourage you to take a day off. It's a part of who we are. Because we don't want you to be burnt out. If you went to work every single day, okay, this is real. Answer me in the comments. If you went to your job every single day, 24 hours a day, which is social media is open 24, because we're open. We are always going to be open, but that doesn't mean I'm open, right? Our establishment is always open, but we're not open. Social media is open 24 hours a day. If you went to your job every single day, all day, would you still be working there? Or would you I probably would punch the person and walk. If I had my job before this, and that is not Christ-like. But, see, that's what, working 24 hours a day will have you acting not Christ-like. Can I get an amen? Okay. Working 24 hours a day will have you not Christ-like. Listen, with your kid, being with your kid, come on, quarantine, with your kids, 24 hours a day will have you acting not Christ-like. It's the same thing with your business. So I'm just saying. Okay? You be like, oh, I love that thing. And then it's like, oh, I don't love it so much no more. Yeah, what am I doing? Okay? So it's the same thing. Thank you guys for sharing. All right. So how do you get them? You have to ask. You have to become a professional asker. And you have to ask we give to give. And so right now, as much as you need these 6 loyal customers to lock in your shopping spree, if you talk to 100 people, you're going to get 6 customers. And when I say talk to, I say talk to, not message. When you talk to 100 people. 100 people is a lot. Do 20 a day. But I'm telling you, if you want to do it quickly, you'll talk to more people. Rachel, I don't know anybody. How do you build your network? Oh, okay, I can go to the team page and say building my network. All right, I can do host a post. You don't want it? Your friends do. Let's get it. You can't afford it? Your friends can. Let's get it. Right? And that don't mean that, and as they see people getting results, they be like, girl, you lost some weight. You remember your friend posted something for your friend? I tried that. And girl, it's working well. How you so happy, girl? Your friend got me on some coffee. Oh, okay, let me go spend these coins with my friend. I don't even know what I was tripping off of. Man, you know your friend is so nice. She sent me a thank you card in the mail. Said, thank you for supporting my small business. She sent me samples. Listen, like, that's how, word of mouth. People buy people, not product. So you jumped into this thing, and because you said yes to this $1 million business, and you're going to come into the room and let us support you on your weakest days, because you're going to be weak. Okay, perspective. How many of you guys have ever tried to work out and be sexy? Everybody on here, okay? Let me tell you what helped me maintain my sexy. Going to class. Not working out at home. Going to class. It helped me maintain my sexy. I joined a boxing gym to where I could go to classes. And I was in the midst of other people of all different walks of life and all different ranges. And guess what? When I wasn't in class, somebody would message me and say, dang, Rachel, we missed you at workout today. It's like, oh, okay, here I come, girl. Right? I loved it. And that's what helped me. And I did it long enough to now I'm that person. So when I say the room needs you or you need the room, somebody right now, when you're first joining, you may need the room. But eventually you're going to translate to when people come to the room, they're going to be so excited to sit by you and send messages. They're going to be so excited to go to your page and get inspiration. They're going to be so excited to go to your stories and steal your stories because your stories is bomb. Like, let me go ahead and copy hers until I get this down, how to create these overs. I don't have to create them. I can go use hers right now. Just make sure her number ain't on it. And eventually you're going to learn, as you keep showing up, you're going to learn your own juice. You're going to learn your own juice. So you get to drink from our straw until you figure out what flavor you like. I mean, don't drink from my straw because I don't want you. When I swap in germs, but y'all get what I mean. So just a reminder, you are the ammunition. You're why. We have the gun. The gun is already established. Put your ammunition into the gun and then aim and shoot. But a lot of times what happens is people bring in, they have the ammunition, they put it into their gun, it never gets cocked, and they never shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it. Let me tell you something. Today, when you shoot your gun, you may not hit the target. But if I keep aiming and I keep shooting, before I know it, I'm a sniper out in these streets. What? But I got to keep coming to the range. I have to go to the range and actually practice. And some people are practiced, and that's why we have leads, and we create a list, and we grow our list, because everybody will eventually join me. I've been doing this 7 years, and I just had somebody join me the other day who's been doing it that I've been talking to for 5 years. Everybody's not going to join today. You will find people because you guys have a warm market. You will find people if you keep going that will join today, that will support you today. But you will have people who won't join you for 5 years. And I want you to still be here with us coming into the room 5 years from now so that you can be the person that is really helping transform and change people's lives. And you're going to be better because of it. All right, guys. Hopefully this was helpful today. I know it was a little different for Newbie Circle for a lot of you guys who hopped on here, but I am so excited. I am going to pray real quick before we hop off because that's what we do. We know prayer is the secret sauce in the midst of everything. So, dear Heavenly Father, God, we're just grateful for this space and time. God, we're grateful for every single new person who has come into the Money Squad. We're grateful for their innovation, for the juice that they have to bring to the table, God, for the things that, how you've just brought them into this circle, God. So we're just praying today as they come into this circle that they feel comfortable enough to let their guard down. They're willing to ask questions and allow us to help them, God, because we know that when we help them, that they'll be able to go out and touch other lives. And God, that's what we're here for. So we're grateful. We're grateful. We're asking that you continue to cover their homes. God, cover their homes right now. God, if there's any fear when it comes to this business, God, we cast it down in the name of Jesus. God, we also ask that there are any fears regarding these times and reaching out, God, that you also cast that down as well, God, and that we're able to be a light to other people, God, and that they get the courage to understand that we have things that can help people during these times, God, that they use these $69 codes to help people change their life, because there are people who are looking for ways to make money and they have the way. So God, don't allow us to be selfish in this moment, but allow us to give with the heart of abundance, not to get, but to give. God, we are here to give, and we know as we give, you're going to take care of us. So God, we just praise you and worship you, and we love you for what you're doing in this time and on this team. And we love you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.